Why men of today have acceptance issues. Yeah. So I'm not on the internet a lot, but because I'm very busy. But when I am on the internet, I'm surprised to see a lot of women talk, and even in our society, there's a persuasive element of women obsession. Everyone is obsessed by women. Men are completely obsessed with women, with attention with women. You got this OnlyFans thing. You got women just completely coming out and, admitting that they're whores. There was a time of day when I was smaller that it was a bad thing to be a whore. Now being a whore is completely celebrated. But that's because men of today have acceptance issues. When you go online, you see this because men are constantly talking about women. Even in the self-improvement space of YouTube, men are obsessed about women. The only high view count videos are those about women. You got so many MGTOW content creators making videos about women over and over and over and over again. It's really starting to get repetitive, redundant, monotonous. Just this women, 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 women. And even when you're supposed to develop yourself and self-improve, YouTube and the internet society is just have been invaded by this obsession of women. It's everywhere. You can't really escape it, and you have to do your best to drown it out. You have to fight just to drown out this obsession of women. I've never had a problem with women. In fact, let me change that. I have had a problem with women because in my early days, I was obsessed with women. And I never was an ugly guy. I've never been an ugly guy. Women have always chased me. It has been nothing for women to fight over me and having 2, 3 women at a time arguing over me and having to delete Facebook accounts and stuff because of women. So I know this behavior because I have been through this behavior. And this because the modern day men, or most men I should say, were not really loved by their mothers. Most men were abused by their mothers, mentally, verbally, even sometimes physically. Most men were told that they were not worth anything. Most men were disrespected and downgraded, maybe because their mom had sex with their father and they didn't get along with the father, so the mother put all of their anger that she had from the father, all of that pain and resentment that she had from the father on her son. So a lot of men are growing up with acceptance issues and they want to find validation in women. A lot of men measure how much pussy they get as validation, as them being the man, when getting women has nothing to do with being a man. Having A good-looking woman has nothing to do with being a man. Having the ability to get a good-looking woman has nothing to do with being a man. Let me repeat this again. Women in general, women period, have nothing to do with man. Your manhood has nothing to do with women. But today's men are obsessed with women. But that's because the mothers were in a position where they secretly had a resentment for men. They secretly had a disdain for men. And that disdain and that resentment, wherever it manifested, wherever it was, whether it was with their father, whether it was with her father, whether it was, they put that on the child. So today's men are looking for love in all the wrong places. Today's men are focused on love rather than being respected. Today's men are focused on validation from women to their manhood. Getting a woman means that you are a man when it really has nothing to do with your manhood. See, women are the bane of men. And I love women. Look, nobody loves women more than I do. I'm telling you, a lot of my problems had to do with women, and really I could not level up because of women. Women were in the way, but it wasn't really women, it was me, because I was bringing these women into my life, having these women validate me when they could never validate me. And women can never validate you, so you go on a quest where it's not enough. You constantly have to have so many women. You got to constantly be talking to so many different women. You go through woman after woman after woman after woman after woman because it's never enough. Because you never have enough. Because you can never have enough validation. They say women need validation really, but where this all stems from is men needing validation from women because they were not properly loved. They don't have no one in their life that really genuinely loves them. Think about it. A lot of these men who are chasing after all of these women, they don't really have a lot of people in their life or a mother figure in their life that really love them. Or maybe their mother figure in their life grossly mistreated them. I'm not saying there's something wrong with having multiple women. There's nothing wrong with having multiple women. But at the end of the day, your focus should never be women. Women shouldn't even make up 25% of your time. Your time as a man should be focused on self-improvement and building. Men are builders. Men are leaders. Men are natural born leaders. Even the weakest man, even the most submissive man has the qualities within them to be a great leader, because that is what men were meant to be. We were meant to be leaders. Men are born leaders in every capacity. But the men of today are so focused on women. They need validation. They need women to show that they like them. When women are the bane of men, how many men have lost it all because of a woman? I can tell you just for myself. I've had to start over in life numerous of times because of a woman. Me putting my trust in a woman. Me putting all of my faith and love into a woman. And I'm not saying this because I'm hurt. It has nothing to do with that. I'm saying this is because women are the bane of men. How many men lost it all because of a woman? How many men have been in a position where they could lose it all because of a woman? Let's think about it. This is not coming from a place of anger. Just think about this. What I'm saying has a lot of truth to it. It has so much truth. As a man, your focus shouldn't even be on women. And what I find crazy is that you have a site, a place like YouTube where the knowledge and the skills you can learn is just, I don't know, I would like to say it's unlimited. The things that you can learn from free, the skills, the talents, I mean, just what you can pick up and learn and get from YouTube. But when you go on YouTube, it's saturated with men talking about women, men focused on women. When a man's focus should never be a woman. See, like I said earlier, I'm not the best looking guy in the world, but I'm not an ugly looking guy. I haven't never had problems with getting women. In fact, I've had problems with having too much women. And I've inherited this from my father. My father was a fucking womanizer, and it destroyed him. Like myself, he was an entrepreneur. Like myself, he loved women. Like myself, he overindulged in women. He was, into the real estate business, owned a lot of houses. At one point in time, he owned more than 20 houses, 30 houses, duplexes. Like he was earning a lot of money, making close to 6 figures a year. And plus, he had a business on the side where he was also making money. But where his downfall came is through women. He could not stop indulging in women. So he started having a lot of kids. And then child support came. And then the amount of child support that they were taking from him was so much that he couldn't even keep up. And it dramatically decreased his standard of living. And then he had to sell his houses. He had to sell everything because the child support was so much and he was so deep into debt because of women. I vowed to myself never to make the same mistake. Women are the bane of men. And I'm going to say it and I will continue to say it. Your focus should never be upon a woman. And what's so funny is when I started focusing on my purpose, when I started self-developing, when I started not even to talk to women, to even look at women, when I started hitting the gym more, when I started caring more about my diet, focusing on my business, focusing on myself, my mental health, women came. Women will come to you. When you are focused on your purpose, you do not have to go out and talk to women. That's the best game ever. A lot of these, these coaches will sit up here and talk about how you need to develop game and you need to do this and you need to know how to talk to women. No, let your work talk. Let your accomplishments talk. Me, I don't like to talk. I'm a doer. I don't like to speak. I know that sounds weird, but that's just how it is. I'm not a person that sit up there and just like to go on and pontificate and do all this nonsense talking about shit that is useless. I let my work speak for myself, like for itself. I don't sit up here and try to figure out how to talk to women. I never did, even when I was focused on women. I know how to talk to women, but I never sat and focused on how to talk to women. But when I start focusing on myself, the women start coming even more. Listen, this year I've met around 6 women that I have developed a relationship with on some level. And I did not go up and talk to them. I did not go and talk to them. I did not go and seek them and ask them for their number. They asked me for my number. what I'm trying to tell you is real. Women will come to you when you are not focused on them. When they see you are so focused on yourself and on your goals. When you see that, when they see, rather, that you don't give a fuck, they will attract to you like a freaking magnet. So what is the point of this video? What am I trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you that go inside yourself and understand why you are so obsessed with women. Go inside yourself and understand why you cannot focus on your goals and why are your goals women. Your goals should never be for a woman or about a woman. Your goals should be to be the best person you can be, to fully maximize your potential, whatever that may be, to maximize yourself, not to go around chasing a woman. And if you find yourself overly chasing a woman, thinking about women all of the time, then it's probably because you have acceptance issues. It's probably because you're dealing with deep acceptance issues that stem from home, that you need to work on, that you need to go to counseling and talk to somebody about, that you need to meditate on and go inside yourself and understand why you're going through these things and why your focus is so on a woman. Because your focus should never be about a woman. It's the Gutsy Entrepreneur. Like, share, subscribe, and stay vigilant.